Hi everyone and welcome along to Sonic Academy with me, Chris Agnelli, and Philip Johnson.
Hello.
We have had a sort of tour of the main points of Bitwig. We've went through the overview of the GUI, looked at some of the devices and effects and containers. Now we're going to start trying to build something.
Yeah, we're just going to throw something basic together just to see,
Yeah,
you
just
know,
what it's like in real life. You know.
yeah, how to build tracks. So we're going to build a breaks track. So it means we can do some audio editing on the drums. I want to just sort of show you a bit about how you slice up stuff and how the warping works. And then we'll just sort of continue on playing with some sounds and seeing what we can come up with.
Okay, cool.
So I've got a sample pack here called 70s Breaks. And it's got some nice just sort of beats. So looking for something to cut up. So there we go. It's a classic funk break. So what we've got is we've got these points here, and these are called onsets.
Which is another name for transient markers, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's the same idea, and we can move them about. If we hold shift, we can
Finally moving.
finally move them. Yeah. So sometimes a good idea to just go in, and if you've got a break, especially if you know you're going to be cutting something up, it's pretty close. I mean, it gets the transients pretty good. You'd probably get away with slicing that, no problem. Just for the sake of this, we'll fine-tune things. There's a hi-hat there. We could probably bring that back to there. Bring that back. So it's maybe a wee bit jumping the gun a wee bit.
Yeah, it's always a little bit late, isn't it?
Leave that one where it is. It must be very hard. I can't imagine. Oh,
Yeah.
move two of them there. I'll be moving them all along. Why is that still moving that one? That was annoying. Are they like linked or something?
Yeah.
Not sure why it's doing that. Seems fine there. Zoom in. So I think it was because I had held shift before it was actually going to move it.
And what you've seen of the audio editing, just as good as Ableton, is that?
Yeah, it's similar but different. You know, I think it's this sort of theme with Bitwig is that. Wonder, can I draw a point in here then? How do we add an onset?
Huh?
Maybe here. Let's actually create a
Split. Is that?
split. So not sure how to. It's not giving me any option for that.
Have you added? You've added one there now.
Have I?
Yeah. Is that there? Yeah.
Yeah. How did I do that?
Oh, it was a combination of keystrokes.
See if we can do it again.
There you go.
Yeah, just a
Double
double
click.
click.
And take a double click to remove.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I've seen so far, as a beta reading through forums and stuff, everybody thought, don't be guinea pigs. It's relatively it's very, very stable for
Yeah, I mean it's
everything. It
seems to work well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there we have our track split up, and we can do a couple of cool things now. Quantize it. So we've got custom quantize settings. So we just got one thing selected there. If we and I'll take stretch off and put it to raw. So we've got a really nice, cleanly split up drum loop.
And is it like able to take it adds little fades, like 4 milliseconds?
Must
you
do,
know,
yeah.
Stop all those clicks, and it's really.
Okay, so we can do some cool stuff with this now. So we can, for example, double contents. So that's basically like a duplicate. And I'll focus on just this last section. I'll make a copy. So there's some nice editing things we can do. We can scale. That's not let me scale. Because I've got it on raw probably. Yeah. So we can and then duplicate. We can reverse. We can change the onset location.
And that's going back to the next previous onset, is that right?
Yeah, so it basically means you can select these and move them about and have different elements in each one. So scale that again. So we could have stretch HD.
Scale is what, double speed, is it? It's not really, 'cause
No, I don't know exactly what it's doing.
and I see a button there, legato, with that. Now scroll that.
Yeah.
Cool.
So some really handy in loop features that you can play with. And so we can let me see if I do reverse pattern. Reverse it's gone away for some reason.
Select 2, is it?
I had selected 2, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure why reverse pattern came up.
There, yeah, select 2. Now you can do it.
Yeah.
I think this is really great.
You know, so you can do some really nice audio editing stuff.
Cool. Yeah. Very
Yeah,
nice.
so that's handy. Let's loop that around here. And we'll get another loop in. So we'll go in and do the same thing with this one. I'm just going to let it worry about the timing and stuff. So it's pretty tight.
Yeah.
There's no clicks. Just didn't pick up that one. So we just go in with our blade tool and we'll copy a snare in. We'll maybe go, there's some sort of percussion-y ones in here. We'll quite nice. See how it deals with this.
So in quantize, yeah.
Going to make sure all the transients are there. maybe stick one in for this as well. Move this one back a bit. Move this back. You know, it's definitely a good starting point. You know, I don't think there's any software. I suppose recycles the best at it. It's a very difficult task, getting it perfect. Especially with these types of loops. I mean, this is a very slushy, live sort of loop.
Which has a, you know, a certain groove to it, so it's not always going to be on the beat.
So this one will bring, bring it forward. Just 'cause it's got like a pre-snare on it. Pretty tight there. So again, we've got all these sort of slices now, and there's different things we can do with them. So we can go in and slice the drum machine. Slice raw, bounce and slice, and we'll just slice raw. Onsets and limit number of slices, so we don't need that. And there we have a drum machine track now.
You can do that enabling. That's the same as the I can't remember what you call it in Logic, but it's Send EX24, similar sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So is it made a pattern? It has made a pattern as well. Seems to have. Maybe I had all of them selected there, did I?
Perhaps. Yeah, that's why maybe.
Snare, isn't it?
It is really nice. Yeah, cool.
Okay, so we can get rid of this and maybe just put our own sort of beats in. So I'm not totally sure why it did so many. I mean, there's like there's a ton of.
There's not that many beats.
Seems to have mapped them right across to
84. Is it repeating?
It is repeating, yeah. Get a nice snare in anyway. See if we can find a kick somewhere. Like that snare. So that's just repeating round. So I think this one will have to drag forward a bit.
Yeah, bit of
Add the sort of pre snare on it. So
I think it's probably the next one, is it?
yeah, so it seems to fill that hole. I'm interested to figure out that, but can we zoom in here?
Should on there.
Yeah.
You can see it's just And is that snapping for you?
No. Yeah, seems fine. Yeah, it's a shame you can sort of create your own macro controls, obviously.
Mm-hmm. But again, you have like simply you have these sample starts.
Yeah, you've got all the sort of
loops and stuff.
elements that you would want. You've got filter, amplifier, and an EEG. So I think that can be assigned to pitch, filter, etc. Okay, so let's get another drum machine up and we'll put some other elements into it. So a container, drum machine, and
What are the sort of stock kits like? Are they?
yeah, let's have a look
Alright.
through. So it's a slightly odd MIDI mapping.
Doesn't start at C1.
It does, but it's not like general MIDI.
Okay, right. So they're not sort of kick, rim shot, snare, snare two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a few decent enough kits.
Wonder why that is, because it was nice being able to flick through kits and you sort of.
They all do have the same mapping,
Yeah,
but it's just not
that
general
generally.
MIDI. So yeah, there's a good few kits. Have a flick through. I'm going to just build something from scratch, I think. So we'll use their kick plugin, not to be confused with our kick plugin.
There's this E kick, or it's just plain old kick.
So there's some nice kick presets you can go through. So use something like that as a starting point.
Mhm.
Seems to be a lot of EQ on there.
So if you look at the effects box, if there's a little sort of grey square, it means there's one effect.
Yeah.
More of two boxes.
seems a wee bit out of time
Yeah.
to me. Now, let me just see where that timing is happening. So they're all totally quantized.
I think is it the A0 we're having problems with?
Seems to be in time.
So scroll down to the next block. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Let's zoom in here. That's sounding pretty tight. Now, what I would love to be able to do is select all these and hit group,
Yes,
but
but
we don't have that feature yet, and it is coming. So
it's a wonder why it hasn't been implemented. It's
I'm not sure.
I would have thought it's not something that's particularly hard to implement.
Yeah, really don't know.
So are you happy with drums?
I'm just going to put a bit of a reverb on there and see how it sounds. So that's pretty annoying. Can't solo the reverb on its own just, but
Is there a preference for solo in place or something maybe somewhere?
yeah, possibly.
It doesn't sound great to me. I'm sorry.
No, trying to tune in something there, but I think the shorter rooms let it down. I think the
Yeah.
bigger room's actually quite nice. Yep, there we go.
Cool. So yeah, there's a quick sort of creating drum beats using a mixture of the audio and internal synths and a bit of audio editing, and it's really nice. That in loop editing is really
The in-loop editing's excellent,
is-
yeah.
is really, you can get a lot of good quick results from that. So in the next one, we're going to take a look at just adding in a sort of simple bass line and
Yep.
doing effects change and making it sound sort of interesting and fun. See you all very, very soon.